Do you know that the meaning of a word can change according to how people avoid using it or decide when and how to use it conveniently? Today's word is success. Success refers to achieving goals which one has set for himself or herself. Achieving your objectives, your aims. And if you work or perform to an extent that you reach those goals or you achieve the objectives, then you have succeeded. That is called success, succeeding. But there are various ways of succeeding, depending on the standards that you set or the criteria that you set. Now, some people will not set any goals, no goals whatsoever. They set no goals, no objective, no aim. After a while, they have achieved nothing. Now, in that context, the person has achieved success, 100% success in the sense that there were no goals to be achieved. There was nothing to be achieved. Therefore, you achieved nothing, therefore you have succeeded 100%. But there's another level of success. Some people will set their standards and goals so low that they are easy to achieve. It's easy to succeed. They set them very low and they achieve them and even exceed the expectations. In that sense, if they do that, achieve low goals on low standards, that is success. But at another level, there are other people who set very high standards for themselves, very high goals, work very hard, sometimes achieve them or maybe achieve 80 or 90%, and then they feel like kicking themselves because they did not achieve 100%. That is success because the standards are very high. Now, those are personal goals, personal standards. But standards can also be set by organizations or groups. Now, let us look at the government as a group or as an organization because it's got, an organogram. There are people at the top, next level, so on, middle management, low management, and so on. Now, they set goals for us. And even there, the goals can be compared to personal goals. Some governments set their standards so low, say in education. They set the standards low so that everyone who does not exert themselves can achieve these standards. For example, in sub-countries, many countries in the world, passing at a certain level is said it's 50%, the halfway mark. Here in this country, I won't mention it by name, you know it. The standard for passing is 33 1/3%. Now, that standard is low, and lots of people achieve that standard, achieve 33 1/3%, and they've passed. And the government will give us stats of how successful our people are, especially at matric level. Now, in some countries, standards are set very, very high. Let me take, for example, running the country's airways. If you look at Ethiopian Airways, the standards are very high, successful, 100% owned by the government, making profit, run professionally, punctually, on time. And then we look at, for example, Kenyan Airways. Well-run, professionally, punctual. I can compare with others. I won't even go to Etihad and Emirates. The standards are high there. But let us look at South African Airways. What happened to it after 1994? The standards were lowered and lowered and lowered. And many things went wrong. Many things went wrong. But that is success in the sense that the government does not set high standards. Therefore, they succeeded to bring SAA, South African Airways, down to the level at which it came to and at which it is now. It is success. You look at other countries, how they run their health systems. You look at South Africa, you look at our hospitals. Look at our hospitals. But our government has succeeded in the sense that the standards were pitched so low that it did not matter to what depth our health system goes down. There's also another level of success in that we've got officials who loot the resources that were meant for the health system. They loot them via tenders. They give the tenders to crooks, and the crooks manage to get away with billions, and their hospitals are left in a shambles. They have succeeded. That is success in their terms, in that they've set mechanisms by which they could loot the resources of the state and do so successfully, even when they are exposed. They've got the platform to justify, to defend themselves, to prolong their trials, to prolong their prosecution. So, in that sense, that is success. And wish them good luck. Asante sana. Kwaheri.